WNBA All-Star has come from every draft class in league history, with one exception, 2021. This draft is widely considered the worst ever. The top pick in the class is out of the league, and 5 of the 12 first-round picks played less than 20 games in their W career. So today I want to redraft this 2021 class based on what we know now in hindsight, while also factoring in roster situations for teams at this time. Because even though we don't have any All-Stars, there are some good players that were in this draft class, so we'll talk about them right now. To kick off this redraft, the Dallas Wings select DiJonai Carrington, who was the 20th pick in real life, now goes number 1. This season she's averaging 12.9 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 51% true shooting. Carrington is one of the best guard wing defenders in this league, and Dallas is one of the worst defensive teams in league history, just based on the fact that they have not had a league average defense since 2008. Yeah, they were in Detroit at this time. They have been in Dallas for years now. They were in Tulsa before that, so it's been forever since they've been a good defensive team. So Carrington's defense would have been massive for them if they drafted her. Even in the second round, they pretty much passed on her like 5 times. So for Carrington, she has the best chance of making an all-star team from this class. 26 years old, she's awesome in transition, really good defender, can really jumpstart her transition offense. For Carrington to hit that outcome as an all-star, she needs to be hitting her threes, which she has done of late. To start the year though, in her first 12 games, she shot 17% from 3. Over the last 13 games since then, she has shot 39% from 3. She's probably somewhere closer in the middle, but if she is a league average shooter, paired with what she can provide in transition, on defense, as a driver, this is a player that can, without a doubt, start for a championship team, and is someone that could potentially find herself on an all-star team one day. Dallas is back up at number 2, and they select Aari McDonald, who was coming off a terrific run, brought Arizona to the national championship game in 2021. McDonald was selected number 3 overall in 2021, but in this redraft, she goes number 2. She is having a very solid season, moving over from Atlanta, who she was drafted by, in LA now, averaging 9.3 points, 4 assists. With McDonald, she's someone that is extremely fast. She can generate paint touches with ease, and this would be so valuable for Dallas as well. They've struggled to generate paint touches this season, and I wouldn't say McDonald is Los Angeles' long-term answer at point guard, but she is someone that I believe could provide top-end backup value for a championship team at some point just because of what she does as a driver, on defense. And if Los Angeles is lucky enough by the basketball gods to land Paige Bueckers in next year's draft, she could sort of start in the Tamika Johnson role where Tamika Johnson started alongside Diana Taurasi in the 2009 finals. They won a championship. With Johnson, she was super small. McDonald as well, 5'6". So Taurasi was the primary ball handler while Johnson would defend the smallest player on the other team. Even though Bueckers is a better defender by far compared to Taurasi, you want Paige on a bigger wing, guard, 2-guard or whatever. So you put McDonald on that smaller guard at the point of attack. So that pairing could work long term. So I just think McDonald in this redraft, number 2 overall. This may be a completely new name to you. She was not drafted in 2021. Janelle Salaün out of France, 6'2" forward. And she is someone that is a late bloomer. She didn't get rotation minutes in France until after she was drafted. And she is someone that should absolutely be on WNBA radars. She has not played for a WNBA team, but she is a starter for a team in the French League last season. She's also a starter for the French national team. And she's also still younger than Rickea Jackson, Nalissa Smith, and she's only a couple months older than Aaliyah Boston. Very versatile defender, can pretty much guard 1 through 5, and I don't say that lightly. She is one of the best defenders in Europe. On the wing, she is strong, athletic play finisher, and actually my comp for her is probably like a Nalissa Smith with a better motor and can actually make free throws at a good rate. So first Salaün, she's someone that is just a WNBA player. She could probably start for a WNBA team right now, And signing her is a free first round pick for you because she's still very young. So I just think she has a bright future. Like you can see on the screen, 11.5 points, 3 rebounds. She's just very solid and someone that can fit for pretty much any WNBA team. For Indiana at number 4, I have Dana Evans. In real life, they took Kysre Gondrezick. Evans was drafted early second round at number 13, and here she goes number 4. This season, 7.7 points, 3 assists on really not great efficiency in terms of true shooting, but for Evans, she is an aggressive point of attack defender and a very solid pull-up shooter as well. But the reason for her inefficient shot profile or whatever is just the fact that she doesn't get to the rim almost ever. She lives on floaters with her size. She's not getting all the way to the rim, and her floater efficiency isn't great, and she takes more floaters than pretty much any player in the last 5 years. So for Evans in this draft, she's not the typical lottery pick you're looking at for a guard, but still a WNBA player and someone that's going to be on a roster for a while, can defend, and that provides value. At 5 in this redraft, Dallas selects Awak Kuier, who was selected number 2 overall by Dallas in real life. In this redraft, she goes number 5. And then for Dallas in real life, though, they took Chelsea Dungy, who only played 13 games in the league and then was waived. She has not played in the W since. But for Awak, the main pitch for her is she is very tall, she is very athletic, and the potential is sky high, and that's why she did go number 2 in real life. She is 6'5" with near 7-foot wingspan, but she has definitely struggled. She played 3 years in the W with Dallas. She did not play this year. She set out to focus on really just resting in general because of having to play overseas and then the W. But overseas this past season, she shot nearly 40% from 3, and that's huge for her. And I just think in general, though, she's still only going to be 23 years old next WNBA season if she comes over. I would preferably like her to be playing for another team just to give her opportunities to just play a regular position instead of being like a 3. Maybe that comes for Golden State. That would be really fun. Just have her play for an expansion team with not much expectations. I think that could be really good for her as well. Michaela Onyenwere is the only player from this redraft that goes to her exact same draft slot. With her, she was the Rookie of the Year in 2021, but just hasn't been as impactful since then. But her Rookie of the Year award was mainly just because of the fact that this draft wasn't good in terms of rookie impact. But for Michaela, she is just a very solid wing, can defend multiple spots, she can make threes. This season, though, she's starting to get into the Chicago Sky's rotation, so just a wing with some size. I think in this draft, that's still probably someone you take at 6. Like Salaün, Ileana Rupert is only 23 years old, also from France, plays for the French national team as well. With Rupert, the sell for her as a player is she's 6'4", can stretch the floor, and is mobile. And for Los Angeles in this draft, they took Jasmine Walker. Walker, or the idea of Walker, is pretty much what Rupert is. I would consider having her in the lottery and potentially higher in this redraft if I was confident she could defend in the front court, and that's why she struggled both overseas on defense but also in the W, is just the fact that she isn't a rim protector. She barely gets blocks, and it's not even really only her blocks. Like, she's just not that impactful contesting shots at the rim, and her timing in general. So for Rupert, she has to be a 4, and if you can put her next to that elite rim protector, she can stretch the floor off that 5. But overall, in a draft like this, you take a 6'4" stretch 4 pretty high. And for Rupert, I just think she can play in the W. You just don't see many players that can shoot like her at her size. Natasha Mack is an awesome story. She was drafted in 2021, but didn't play a WNBA game after 2021 until this season. And she's been a pretty solid backup for Phoenix. She's had to start some, hasn't been as great. But overall, Mack is a very good passer for her size. This season, 3.7 points, 5 rebounds on 56.8% true shooting. For Chicago, I think you take Natasha Mack here, and she's someone that has showed the ability to be a replacement level to sub-replacement level center. And overall, based on what I've seen from her this season, this is someone I would feel confident taking at number 8 in this redraft. The last player we'll talk about today is Maya Caldwell, and she actually did go 33 in real life, and she goes number 9 now. With Caldwell, she is playing for Atlanta this season. She started the season off with Indiana, was cut. But with Caldwell, the sell for her is she has real wing size, is an active defender, and can sometimes make threes. This season, 8.9 points, 2.4 rebounds, 52.1% true shooting. Very small sample size. She hasn't been with Atlanta long, but for wings, if you've watched the channel for a while, you know how much I value wings. And with Caldwell, she can defend. She tries on defense. And if you need a hardship player, you need someone to come off the bench for you and just play minutes. She is someone that, you can rely on for short stretches. I don't think she's like a long-term starting wing, or she's a top-end backup wing, but wings are valuable and they can fit in a lot of different spots when you get a player like Caldwell. If you made it this point in the video, I'd appreciate if you hit the subscribe button for more WNBA content, scouting content. I also want to get into some more international content as well, just covering basketball at all levels, from high school to college, like I said, to overseas, to the W. There's just so much basketball across the globe that I want to cover here on this channel. It's a spot for you if you like women's basketball or just basketball in general. Good basketball is what we're all here for. So anyways, I'll see y'all next time.